separate, but AK Deer has committed. Can I get an A inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Going to walk you through it and talk about the news as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. You know, when I think about AK Deer, I think about this running back room. There's a lot of points to start, but I think what he brings to the table is a player that has an elite ability to continue the lineage of Alabama running backs, right? And what I mean by that is you look at guys that have been, running backs at Alabama in the past. I mean, and still, the guys that are on the squad right now. They're elite. They're elite talents. I mean, they're guys that we are absolutely excited about. You look at the running back room right now. You could argue, it's the best, right, in the country. I mean, absolutely. So I think with AK Deer jumping on board, I think it's a really big sign for the Alabama Crimson Tide. AK Deer has committed. This is just in. My name is Kyle Henderson, and I want to talk about a couple of things regarding this very talented young man who is actually the number 2 player in the state of Mississippi, which is pretty cool because you got the number 1 player from the state of Mississippi, and that was Caleb Cunningham, right? He was a player that recently tweeted out. He was like, yo, my boy is excited. So, okay, let's start with the fact that he's a 4-star running back. Okay, 6 foot, 200 pounds, 2,000 yards last season, and 27 touchdowns. Okay, absolutely baller. You know what? Let's look at his highlights because his highlights, absolutely a baller. I appreciate you guys. What's up? No, Nabu Speed, man. What's up? I see you inside the comment box. Let's see if we can go full screen on this. You talk about burst. Remember, this guy's 200 pounds. Okay, and you see the elite type speed that he has when he puts it in the second gear. It's absolutely impressive. So this was a giant get for Alabama, and I think it continues that recruiting momentum that you needed for Alabama. Now, what was it? Yesterday, news is flying, or the day before, you had Jaden Harmon flip his commitment to Tennessee. That's fine. He's a good player. That's fine. You've had some other guys leave. You heard the comments about Derek Smith, why he flipped to Auburn. No. Like that's fine. You're going to lose yours. But the guys that want to be here, they want to be a part of something great, we welcome those guys to the University of Alabama. And specifically at the running back room, you can never have I love the fact that you do have Turbo right now and you do have AK. And I know there's a lot of chatter inside the comment box that Turbo might leave. People have been saying that for quite some time. We haven't had an update on Turbo. But when you look to this running back, he's capable. Man, he's got so much speed. And, I don't know. What do you think he'll play at here at Alabama? Maybe 210? Because you look at the running backs right now. For example, oh, my goodness, that was a nice cut. Woof. You look at the running back room right now, right? You have Jan Miller. You have Justice Haynes. Both those guys about 210 pounds, let's say. Maybe Justice Haynes not quite 210. But then you have, behind him, Richard Young, who, is like at 220. And then you have Daniel Hill, who's like at 240. By the way, Daniel Hill back at practice today. Jan Miller, the only guy in a black jersey. He'll be fine for the game. Man, but this guy got speed. So is that guy in the white jersey. He's chasing him. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. And then you also have Kevin Riley. You think we keep all of them? Yeah, Waynesboro. What's up, man? I appreciate you. Waynesboro. I do think you keep the running backs because, at this level, and I think we'll see it this year more than ever, is that while there probably will be a feature back in a variety of games, as I keep mentioning, the depth. You're going to have, Richard Young, just because he's not a first-team guy doesn't mean he's going to get fed. You're going to play 3 running backs every single season. And when you start to look to the future of the Alabama running back position, you have Jan Miller, who will leave. Justice Haynes will come back. You have, think about this combo next year. Justice Haynes and Richard Young. I don't know, maybe Daniel Hill or Kevin Riley. And then, I don't know, depending on what happens with Turbo. And then you have this young man. Yo, AK is ultra talented. Roll Tide Prods, what's up, man? I see you inside. And it's fun. Look, there's been times where there has been a running back committee. I appreciate it, Jarvis, man. Yeah, when we go live, man, it's significant news. Significant news Tuesday. And people say he didn't want to be here live. Yeah, dude. I think, I knew that it was on after that barbecue. because he tweeted this, okay? He was like, whatever mama wants. Mama gives you the green light to do something, and if you're smart enough to take the advice, you do it. and I love, hey, we got DC 777. You're back up in the house, man, as a fan funder. We appreciate you being here. How excited? Let me ask you, because, recruiting, it's not really the time for recruiting right now. You look at the June, you look at July, and how that cold summer, right? Not to say that things are cooling down, but we're focused on the team. We're talking about the team, right? We're talking about practice. And so let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's up, Todd? I see you inside the comment box, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm serious, okay? What do you think the impact of this commitment is? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the absolute highest. I think this is a significant commitment. And look, guess who Alabama took care of yesterday? Courtney Morgan. Okay? Courtney Morgan got taken care of yesterday. See? Someone was in there with 100. 10. This is a big one. Right? Todd, that would be crazy, man, if Turbo flips to the barn. Because that would mean that Alabama still has just one guy in the top 10 from Alabama that is committed to the Crimson Tide, which would be Micah DeBoer, right? Because right now you have 2 of the top 10 in the state of Alabama that are committed to Coach KD. And we could talk about in-state recruiting another time. But look, next door, you're taking care of Mississippi. Man, you know whose highlights I was also watching? Because I was watching AK Deers kind of get refreshed on, what he brings to the table. He's out. It looks like he was shot out of a cannon right there. But then then I went into a rabbit hole, and I started watching Caleb Cunningham's highlights. Oh, my goodness. I think Caleb Cunningham will probably play next year. I can't even imagine like him and Ryan Williams together. That would be. Let me ask you, Undefeated. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Has anybody seen Caleb Cunningham's highlight tape? He looks like, I think he's like 6'3", 215. At the high school level, he's like unbelievable. I'm telling you, like Ryan Williams and Caleb Cunningham is going to be absolute. Brian, you've seen the highlights, right? They're crazy. So big news today as Alabama picks up AK Deer. And Roll Tide Props is asking if Turbo is still committed to Alabama. The last I know, yes. I haven't seen any of the major recruiting sites said that he has flipped or anything like that. A lot of people saying that, he could go elsewhere. There was some chatter about Ohio State. Todd inside the comment box said Auburn, which kind of makes sense. He moved back from the IMG Academy to Montgomery. If it makes sense for him, that's good. I think Turbo's really good. Man, and Brady, you're talking about Latsier Brooks. I know you saw that highlight of him. He caught the ball and put that dude on skates. That was wild, right? No, it's a big get for sure. Number 1 running back in the country on 24/7. I think on On3 he is number 2. See, you guys have seen Cunningham, right? David, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. I'm telling you, man, it was crazy. Yeah, and Roll Tide Props, we were talking about it this morning, was Ty Jackson. Ty Jackson out of the state of Florida. And I think we haven't got confirmation on which game that you're talking about Ty Jackson right now. Big time running back, big time linebacker, inside linebacker. I don't know which game that he'll attend. Somebody said Bama and Georgia. Someone said Tennessee, Alabama. I don't know. But Alabama certainly play there after losing Jaden Harmon. But you still have some really good inside linebackers, right? Abdul Sanders, Daryl Duke Johnson, right? Luke Metz. See, Shiesty's in there with Ohio State has 2 running backs. So, yeah, so he's not going to Ohio State. So I guess it could make sense if Turbo was to flip that he would go to Auburn. But we'll track it as it comes in. But he did commit. If you're just joining us, we have 309 in. Hey, can we make the thumbs up goal to 300? He did commit, by the way. So, breaking news, AK Deer has committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. I appreciate you guys being here. My name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. You know which coach, which assistant coach doesn't get a lot of props, and I wish he would, is Robert Gillespie. You look at the running backs that Robert Gillespie worked with at North Carolina and then at Tennessee, and the job that he's done here at the University of Alabama, man, he has done a lot for Alabama, the running back room. And you know what? Like, low key, that was a tough job to take over the running back position because you were taking over Burton Burns, right? And if everybody, if you know anything about the Alabama running back room, you know that Burton Burns is like the OG, okay? DC, I appreciate you, man. We got, 293 up in the house. And Marcus, I agree, man. It seems like he's a little bit underrated. The good news is, though, the University of Alabama, I like that deer emoji. Yeah, hit it with the deer emoji inside the comment box. The good thing is the University of Alabama not only took care of Courtney Morgan yesterday, but earlier this year, they also took care of Robert Gillespie. He got a really big pay raise, and I think his title is either associate head coach or assistant head coach. And Freddie Roach got the other title, but each of those guys got taken care of. I love the deer emojis inside the comment box. Look, say what you want, and I think AK, he's a Mississippi guy. I think he did look maybe to Mississippi State, but I think this is a good win for Coach Kalen DeBoer versus Lane. And I think it also tells you that, I mean, let's face it. I mean, a lot of this too is the money component. Alabama's not broke, right? They're not broke. They can still get prospects. They can still be in the mix for these elite prospects. I don't know if the rankings have been updated or not, but I would imagine that Alabama's still in that number 2 spot. I know you guys aren't going like this, but I was drinking a Monster today, and this probably isn't the color to be drinking too. But I like the ultra one is good. Yo, what's up, Mr. Jerry Henderson, man? We related? Rock, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Jay Bama, I see you, man. So AK Deer has committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. And he was committed to Ole Miss from the jump. Decommits. And then it seemed like he was a Bama lead for a long time. So took care of Courtney Morgan. Those are huge wins, man. I mean, you look to some of the guys who have flipped or whatever, those were losses, whatever. These are 2 wins. Courtney Morgan, can you imagine Courtney Morgan here for the next 3 seasons? The guy has been here for, who gets a raise like that after they've been here for, how long has he been here? Since February? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 7 months? Damn. What was he making before? Like 500? Trailing less than 0.200 on the On3 team rankings now. Yeah, and think about this. So earlier today, I asked about what would be like a realistic win for Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? Like a successful season. Remember that we were talking about this on the morning show. Oh, he's already winning. Like the things that he's already doing. And let me rewind you. Taking over. Did a good job keeping most of this roster intact. That was a win. Whether it goes on paper or not, that was a win. The transfer portal, he crushed it. Kalen DeBoer really did a good job in him and his staff did a good job in the transfer portal. Graham Nicholson, are you kidding me? The Luke Rose Award, getting Caden Proctor back, right? Keon Sabb, Jeremy Bernard, Parker Brailsford, Austin Mack, King Mack, Cam Howard. That was a win as well. Okay? So, Downs a baller. Yeah, that hurt. But think about the guys that they brought in. Okay? So you won with keeping your roster intact. You won in the transfer portal. And you can only win at this point in time, right? Like you can't win games when there's not games to play. But where else did he win? He's winning recruiting. Be honest, okay? And I've asked this many times when we talk about recruiting. Be honest with me. Did you think that he would recruit this well from the jump? Did you think that Alabama would probably be in position to be the number 1 ranked team on On3 24/7 Rivals right now? I'm going to say no. I didn't. Not to say that they couldn't recruit, but it would take time. Of course, the brand is going to sell itself. I just didn't think they would be here in the time. See, okay, Jarvis, people are saying no. People are saying yes. It looks like it might be a little bit of 50-50. I didn't. I thought it would take time and, some big season wins would start to turn guys to, towards Alabama. But, man, like, what they're doing right now, Jalen Mbakwe, he's going to play. He's going to play this year soon. He's going to play in the week 1. Whether it's on, returning punts, kicks, in at corner. Hey, by the way, Xavier Brown, the club is off, by the way. It looks like he's just in a cast. We'll talk more. I'll package everything tonight. I got a really big Alabama football recap coming tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. Kane Womack, Jahad Campbell, recap AK Deer. Kind of go a little bit more in depth tonight at 7 p.m. This is just a breaking news video. A lot of this stuff isn't scripted on my end. We just kind of go from the hip and we talk about the excitement. It's kind of like a celebration, right, in terms of landing a prospect. 314. And if we could get 300 thumbs up on this video, if you guys are pumped up about AK Deer committing to the Alabama Crimson Tide, really big get for Kalen DeBoer's offense. And this is the other misconception, is that running backs won't be utilized. Well, that just puts that to bed, because a running back of this caliber wouldn't be coming here if he thought that this place was nothing but, a pass-happy program. It's not going to be. The running backs last year at Washington, there's a damn good video. Okay, look, I have some homework for you guys, okay? I was cruising YouTube. There's so many really good YouTube channels out there, by the way, that cover Alabama, and I support all of them. Go watch their content. There's some great people covering the Crimson Tide, your recruiting sites. Please support all of the content creators out there. Big channel, small channel, whatever. Give them all love. But there was this one guy talking about 12 personnel, right? So 12 personnel is when you have 2 tight ends out. And he was talking about the running under Coach Kalen DeBoer's system and how theoretically Coach Kalen DeBoer could use that 12 personnel, again, 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers in this particular system. So hear me out. You have C.J. Dupree, and you have Robbie Oots. Now, Robbie Oots is 275 pounds. He's probably even heavier than that, okay? And C.J. Dupree is a monster at downfield blocking. And then let's say you have Kendrick Law, and you have, Ryan Williams out there, and you have a running back in the backfield. What they were doing is you would have Robbie Oots, theoretically, in this 12 personnel system. He was basically motioning, and he was pulling, and they were running power with Jam Miller, right? Up the tackle. So hear me out. You have C.J. Dupree. You have Robbie Oots coming this way. You have Jaden Roberts coming this way. You have Jam Miller coming behind Caden Proctor. Dude, that is like crazy. I was like, oh, man, I'm so excited about the passing game and all these wide receivers. But then I was like, oh, I can't wait to see some 12 personnel. Did you see what? Okay, rewind to what I just said. C.J. Dupree, Caden Proctor, Tyler Booker, those guys are down blocking, right? Pooling, Jaden Roberts, Robbie Oots with speed, and then behind them, Jam Miller, along with Jalen Milroe. Yo, that 12 personnel set is going to be murderous. That'd be crazy. So the good news is AK Deers, and it's kind of like a little bit of relief. Because this was like, and I don't like when prospects rush their commitment, because you get a lot of flipping back and forth and you get the decommitments, this and that. No. Like, make a decision that you can stick with, right? Be sure, talk to your people, talk to your counsel, and make a solid decision so you don't end up like switching back and forth, right? Because everyone's flipping this and that. Like, just be patient. But I think the anticipation came with AK Deer because we could taste how close it was. This is the number 1 running back, right? On 24/7, number 2 on 3. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to pop on here and kind of celebrate with you guys. AK Deer committing to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Please hit the notifications tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. Got a really good video coming in terms of kind of packaging the content. talking about today's news, breaking it up, providing some context. Henry, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Be back tonight at 7 p.m. Chris, yeah, I know. Chris from New Jersey wants Naheem Oford so bad. I haven't heard anything, man. Ohio State, they got me in a little headlock right now. But we will be back at 7 p.m. tonight and then live again on Wednesday at 9 a.m. It's been a good week. You know what? We are inching closer and closer to the college football season. This Saturday, Florida State and Georgia Tech take on in Dublin, Ireland, where you have Florida State favored by 11. They followed a lot of 12 personnel up with hitch routes. And, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Jonathan, that 12 personnel, man, and they have the tight ends to do it. So, again, breaking news as Alabama has landed A.K. Deer, a tremendous athlete. Who's the next recruit for Bama? You know, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know at this point in time. I think the next one is going to come during the season, right? You'll have a couple I can't even imagine the star-studded list that's going to be in town for Alabama and Georgia, right? Whether it's official visits or guys just cruising in. I mean, that's the biggest game in the country. Come see, the best program taking on the number one team in college football. I still think there's a shot that Alabama and Georgia play 3 times this year. So, Tony Jr., what's up, man? I appreciate you guys. Okay, so anyways, to recap it, A.K. Deer has committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. This is just a breaking news video. I'll be back at 7 tonight with a package video talking about today's news, practice notes, what we learned, key sound bites from Jahad Campbell and Kane Womack, including a little bit of a deeper dive onto A.K. Deer. My name is Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube, live as breaking news happens. And I appreciate you guys being here, supporting the channel. Think about becoming a fan funder, $2.99 for a month to support the product. I know a lot of you guys are fan funders. Super chats go a long way. This is what I do for a living, so I appreciate you guys allowing me, to kind of dive into this space and cover the Alabama Crimson Tide. And the other thing is too, like, go support your other YouTube channels. Go support, the pay sites or whatever. I think kind of in this changing landscape, a lot of people kind of go into YouTube because it is such a big megaphone. So support all of your Alabama Crimson Tide football fans. If you want players gear, go to Athletes Thread, and definitely check out Chris Mobley for the hat. And for that trucker's hat that I wore on Monday, you can get that at the soup store when you're in Tuscaloosa. And I got that one at the one like deep on campus. So I'm trying to, because there's a couple different soup stores, but I got the one deep on campus, whatever that one is, by the behind the library. So he's a 4-star. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if on 24/7. I mean, he must be a 5-star on 24/7 if he's the number one running back, right? I looked at the consensus. I just brought up on 3, and I saw that he was a consensus 4-star. I mean, shit. If he's the number one running back on 24/7, the number 2, it's just a matter of time until he's going to be a 5-star. So the guy can ball. I mean, we just watched the highlights. It looks like it's shot out of a cannon every single time. Guys from Mississippi, man, are balling. Wait, you got 3 from Mississippi, right? London Collins, Caleb Cunningham, and A.K. Deer. That's fine. Taking care of the Magnolia State. All right, fam. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time, as we recap the day, and then 9 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday. From beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, my name is Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube. Big pickup today, landing A.K. Deer. It finally happened, and we got you covered right here at Bama Football on YouTube. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson with this breaking news report. I'll be back at 7 p.m. tonight with a day wrap-up on Alabama Crimson Tide football news and notes. Catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching, and roll.